with all that's been going on lately with COVID-19, with the quarantines, all the turmoil, upheaval in society, problems financially, problems in relationships. Nobody even knows what is going to happen next. So what has this been like for you? How would you describe it? What I'm hearing from people and what I'm feeling myself is stressed, anxious, fearful. How about angry, frustrated? And no wonder, because so much is going on all at the same time. Things are changing so rapidly. It's difficult to feel like you can get your bearings. It's difficult to be able to have a sense that everything's going to be okay and that you're standing on solid ground and you know how to move forward, you know what to do, right? And so today, what I want to help you with is to help you to be able to feel like you are standing on more of a solid ground than what you felt like in the past few months. To be able to feel like you're a little more grounded, a little more solid, and not so shaky inside and worrying what's going to happen, what life is going to look like, and how you're going to be able to cope, how you are ever going to be able to have a sense of peace and a sense of joy again. So that's what we're going to look at today. If you don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Tawnya Kordenbrock. I am the person behind arenewedlife.com, where I help women to be able to rewire their brains, to be able to cope differently to the upsets in life that they encounter. These are women who are overcomers. They've had to overcome so many things, so many obstacles, so many hurts in their lives. But now what I am teaching them to do is how to be able to calm their anxiety, break free from depression, to be able to have self-compassion, and to feel loved and respected in their relationships, and to have a closer relationship with God. And at the end of our teaching today, I'm going to let you know a little bit more about a free guide that I have for you. It's a 30-day guide to help you out with overcoming fear and anxiety. Be sure also to subscribe so that you can receive more of these teachings in the future. One of the things that is common for people who struggle with anxiety is the inability to deal with ambiguity. Ambiguity is just that sense of not really knowing what's going to happen, not having that feeling inside of you know what to expect, that you can feel comfortable with what's coming next, but instead you don't know. You don't know what's coming next, or you don't know what someone else is going to do in a relationship, or you don't know what it is that the other person is thinking about you. So that is ambiguity, that not knowing. One thing that contributes to this is that thing inside of us that just insists that things be different, that because you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know exactly what things look like or what you should do, how you should proceed, how you're going to make everything okay, that instead there's a part of you that just insists that it not be like it is, that instead it be like it used to be, that way that you're familiar with, that you don't have to deal with ambiguity because you know what the past was like, you know how things used to work. And today we don't know for sure how things are working right now. We don't know how things are going to work. And what makes it even more difficult is when we push against that. We push against the fact that we don't know how schools are going to be run. We don't know if kids are going to be in school. We don't know if they're going to be online. We don't know if it's going to be a mixture of that. We don't know if the groceries that we are accustomed to, if they are going to be on the store shelves. We don't know if we should wear masks, if we shouldn't wear masks. We don't know what our friends are expecting, if they're expecting us to wear masks or not. We don't know if they're effective, if they're not effective. We don't know about the virus. Is it mutating? Is it staying the same? Some people still even wonder, does it even really exist? Is it that bad? So there's just so much that's kind of just out there that we don't know. And because things are changing so rapidly, and even before COVID-19, there have always been elements of our lives where you can't predict. And when, we certainly cannot predict the future. We don't know for certain what's going to happen. But when things begin to change, when things feel uncertain and you're not sure of where they're going to go, that part of you that is insisting, I don't like it, I don't want it to be this way, that is going to cause more anxiety to be going on inside of you. And it can actually even lead to depression, lead to just a shutdown, because then you get to the place where you don't know what to do. The remedy then for this anxiousness inside of you that keeps pushing against the present and wanting things to be back the way they were, or at least to have some semblance of control, is to remain in the present. And that it definitely is easier said than done, because what happens for us is what psychologists and therapists, counselors sometimes call monkey mind. Monkey mind is how your mind just wants to run and run and run and run with all of these thoughts. And a lot of times we're not even noticing how fast our minds are running, how quickly they're going with all of these thoughts. Your mind just races toward picturing the future of how our kids' lives are going to be ruined, or picturing the future of how our country is going to be ruined, how our marriage is going to be destroyed, our financial state is going to be destroyed. And all of these thoughts that just keep going, going, going so rapidly that we're not even noticing. So in order to bring more calm, you have to calm that, notice and calm that monkey mind, and be in the present with where you are. There are 3 more tips I have for you to help you and being able to deal with anxiety and to feel like you have more of a solid ground that you can stand on. So what I just talked about of being in the present and dealing with the monkey mind, that goes along with this of if you can do that, if you can pay attention to how your mind is racing, the thoughts that are going on, that is one step that you can take to be able to decrease the intensity of the emotions that you are feeling. So instead of your anxiety being up here and the emotional part of your brain just taking over and keeping you trapped in that anxiety, if you can decrease the intensity of that by using some mindfulness practices of noticing what is going on and, being in the present with it, noticing it, that will decrease the intensity, but also allow you to function, to do the things that you need to do to make life happen the way that you want it to, and to be able to obtain what it is that you need in life and to get your needs met. So what do I mean by this? Well, first of all, noticing, paying attention in the moment of what is going on with me. And because your focus when you're anxious is outside of yourself. It's to all the things that are happening. Here's what my kids are doing. Here's what my husband is doing. Here's what's going on with my household. Here's what's going on out in society. Here's what's going on in the media. Here's what's going on with the Congress, the president, or whatever. So your focus is outside of yourself. But what you want to do is bring your focus inside to you and be conscious of what's going on inside of you. So notice then, when you're getting all wound up and your mind begins to race, notice that my mind is racing right now. What kind of thoughts? Well, what is my mind telling me? What kind of thoughts are coming to me? What am I imagining right now? And what may be your first clue, actually, that all of that's going on in your head is what's going on in your body. So that may be a good place for you to start also, is to, some people have, it's easier to start in different places. That's why I keep saying it that way. But to start with recognizing what's going on in your body. Notice, is your throat feeling tight? Your chest feeling tight? Is your heart racing right now? Are you feeling tense all over? Are your fists tightening up like you want to fight against society and against what's going on? Not that you're standing in a punching stance, but even at your sides, is your body tense? Are your fists tense? And are you breathing hard? Are you feeling panicky? So notice that what is going on in your body. Notice also what your actions are. Are you beginning to talk rapidly? Are you beginning to talk a lot? Are you shutting down? Are you, what else? Are you becoming more controlling in your actions? Are you withdrawing? Are you freezing so that you're not taking any actions? So these are the things that you want to notice what is going on, and notice it in a way that's non-judgmental, not in a way that's like, oh, look at what I'm doing right now. That's not what I mean. Okay, not in a way that's angry at yourself, upset with yourself, shaming yourself, but in a way that the way I describe it to my Mastering Emotions members when we work through this in my program is like you're standing outside of yourself like a reporter, and you're just kind of looking at, oh yes, look at her. Look at her, what she's doing. Okay, she's having these feelings in her body. Yes, and these feelings that she's having are bringing these thoughts, because what she's feeling, oh look, she's feeling scared right now. She's feeling angry right now. She's frustrated with what's going on right now. When you can shift then out, when you do that, it shifts you out of the emotional part of your brain, because it holds you captive and it slows you down, and you can breathe. You can function then from the cognitive part of your brain to where then you can see more clearly of how you're going to make life work, how you're going to live today, and then how tomorrow you're going to do the same thing. It gives you that sense then of control. Like, we can do this. I can do this. I know I can do this. Now, sometimes your anxiety may be at such an intense level that you can't do that you can't notice what's going on. And you're possibly, if you're even at a point of having a panic attack. So what some ways that you can ground yourself, get yourself to that place where you feel like you're on solid ground again, you can get your footing again, is to do what is called grounding. And that is to, one way to do it is to plant your feet firmly on the ground and to push your feet down. You can do this while you're seated, and you will just push your feet down to the ground, and you pay attention to that as you're pushing down, pushing down. Now, another way to do it that you can include with this is to give yourself a firm, strong back. Because when you feel anxious, there's a tendency to curl inward or to slump. Because when you're like that, you don't feel strong. You feel out of control, you feel powerless. But when you're up and right and you're straight and you're powerful, that gives you a sense of control, that you can make life work, that you can make decisions. Maybe they won't be the best or the perfect decisions, but you can make decisions and you can take some steps and you can get moving with life, with your life. Now, my third and final piece of advice for you and how to get to that place where you feel like you are standing on solid ground is to make your grounding based on the Lord and on God and His power and His love for you. And you can use scripture for this to remind yourself of that love and of that power. The Psalms are terrific for this, especially the ones that start out where the person is feeling just highly emotional and they kind of just talk themselves down off that cliff till they're like, oh yeah, okay, all right, now I remember this is my God. This is who He is. And you probably wanted me to start there. And I would like to be able to start there. I would like, even for myself, I would like to be able to stay there, to stay in that place of peace and rest in the Lord. I have that trust in Him where nothing shakes me, nothing gets me unsettled, nothing causes fear, nothing causes anxiety. But that's that pushing against what is and trying to act as though it's not, because it's not who I am. I am not always solid. I do get anxious. I do get scared. And so do you. All of us do. And yes, God is that solid rock. He is that place where we want to get to, where we are trusting in Him, where we can have peace on the inside, but we have to learn that. We have to teach ourselves to go to that place. When, however, our anxiety is sky high and it's the emotional part of your brain has grabbed a hold of you and is holding you captive, holding your thoughts captive, holding your body captive in that tenseness or that shutdown or that panic, you can't get to the place of resting on the solid rock. You have to be able to come out of the grip that the emotional part of your brain has on you, to decrease that emotion to where you are functioning from the place where you can go, oh yeah, that's right. This is who my God is, that I can stand on Him, that I can rely on Him, and I can rest right now in this moment, in this moment. I may not be like that in 5 minutes and I have to do it all over again. Okay, you can get angry about that. You can say, I shouldn't have to. There that is again. Pushing against it. Pushing against what is. But this is what we have to do. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewal is constant. It is a continuous process that we have to participate in. It's not going to be passive. We have to be active in doing this. As I mentioned earlier, I do have a guide for you. It's a resource I've created for overcoming fear and anxiety. And it's going to walk you through on I think it's a 4-week plan to help you in noticing these patterns of how you're responding, the anxiety that's going on, the fear, the anger, the frustration, and be able to learn how to be present with it and decrease the intensity like I've been telling you. So I hope you will take advantage of that. And I will provide a link below. And also, be sure to check out my online program, my Mastering Emotions program, and my online private community where I teach women more of this and I can work with you. I have training videos, and also I have a private forum where you can communicate with me with what's going on. I have an upper level where you can also attend group calls that we do, live calls, and you can talk to me, or you can schedule at an extra cost to do one-on-one calls with me within the program. So I hope you will check that out also. And before you go, if you found this helpful, please let me know. All right, have a great day. Bye.